Now, you need to understand, you can't blame the Israelis for their chutzpah, okay? Because it's really something that we developed, at least going as far back as Europe, in order to survive. And there's a story of a Polish Jew named Mushka, who was the financial advisor to the local poritz, the local count. One day the poritz calls him in, he says, Mushka, I just came back from Warsaw, from Warsaw, and everybody there who counts has a dachshund. I want you to go and get me a dachshund. Here are 200 zloty, go get me a dachshund. Mushka says, Your Majesty, to get you a dachshund, I need a minimum 800 zloty. Mushka, don't fadre me a cup. What is all of this? Look, here's 400 zloty. Your Lordship, what will the court say? What will the ladies of the court say if they see you with a 400 zloty dachshund? I would rather give up my privileged position as your advisor than do that to you. 800 zloty. All right, Mushki, 800 zloty. Any other questions? He says, yes, Your Lordship. What's a dachshund? Now, even with the end of feudalism, this Jewish attitude persisted. There's a story about a young Jewish boy in a communist school, and they say to him, who is your mother? He says, the Rodina, Mother Russia. Says, who is your father? Says, Comrade Stalin. Right answer. They say to him, what do you want to be when you grow up? He says, an orphan. Now, we're getting close to the end, and they say time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. So I want to tell you two stories that I really like. In fact, one is my favorite story. In fact, you'll find it, I have a webpage. You'll find it there. I have a humor section on my webpage. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this around. If you would take it. If I send out Divrei Torah a couple of times a month that relate the Parsha to psychology, and I send out some bits of Jewish humor a couple of times a month. If you put your email address on there, I will send it to you. If you decide you don't like it, a click of a button and you're unsubscribed. So there's a story about a Jewish university student who's traveling on a train in Slovakia. He's on his way to Stropkiv, my parents' hometown, where he's going to catch the last train to go down to Budapest. Opposite him is sitting a rabbi. The train has not moved for the past 10 minutes. They stopped it in the tracks. And he says to the rabbi, excuse me, Rabbi, but I'm really feeling very nervous. I have to catch the last train in Stropkiv to get to Budapest. He says, could you tell me the time? The rabbi says, no. Waits a couple of minutes, the train is still not moving. He says, Rabbi, please, could you tell me the time? I mean, I know you're studying, I don't mean to interfere with your learning, could you tell me the time? The rabbi says, no. 2 more minutes passed. The young man is beside himself. He says, Rabbi, can you at least tell me why you won't tell me the time? He says, young man, you think I don't know how this starts? I'm going to tell you the time. You're going to realize there's no way you're catching your connection for the train to Budapest tonight. And you're going to say to me, what is your name? And I'm going to say, my name is Yisrael Weinberger. And you're going to say, oh, Yisrael Weinberger, are you related to the Weinbergers from Munkach? And then the Weinbergers from Munkach are my third cousins. And you're going to say to me, oh, they're also my cousins. So you're my cousin. Now, do you think I can, in good heart, leave a cousin of mine in the cold railroad station in Stupkiv all night long? So I'm going to take you home with me. Now, we're going to come home. The first thing that's going to happen is my daughter, Reisel, is going to come running out of the house, Tati, Tati, Tati. And she is very beautiful. What are you laughing? She is beautiful. And you're going to come into the house, you're going to spend the night, and in the morning you're going to come to me and you're going to say, Cousin Yisrael, I have good news for you. Reisel and I would like your blessing to get married. Now, do you think I want a son-in-law who can't even afford a watch? Now, with all of these jokes tonight, I hope that a part of you has been thinking, what does this have to do with being Jewish? Because if I told these jokes about an Irishman, they wouldn't be funny. They say something about your soul. So I want to tell you one last story. It's a story about a Lubavitcher Chassid named Gurari. Family name is Gurari. And I'm told this is a true story. And this Rabbi Gurari worked in lumber. My grandfather, Olav Shalom, Naftali Tzvi Finkler, from Vola Michova, somewhere in Slovakia, the Ukraine, or Poland, depending on what the hour was, also worked. He would go to in lumber, he would go to a poritz and make a deal. He would buy the forest, hire the workers, they would cut down the trees, they'd get the trees into the river to go down the river to Metzolaboritz or to Humana, wherever the mill was. He'd collect money from the mill owners for the wood. A percentage he would give to the poritz, a percentage he would keep. And this was Rabbi Gurari's work. So he's traveling, and he finds himself at an inn in the company of two Polish Hasidim. Now you need to know, Polish Hasidim are very much into the miracles of their Rebbes. And one Polish Hasid is saying, you know what happened? My wife, Chas v'sholom lo alin, was sick. The doctors had no idea what to do for her. They could give me no hope. I went to the Rebbe. The Rebbe took a piece of parchment. He wrote some words on the parchment. He said, put this under her pillow. The next week, she was up around the house, cleaning, cooking. A miracle. The second guy says, you think that's something? We were missing a man from our town. He'd gone to buy merchandise. He was a merchant. He hadn't come back. Nobody knew where he was. We went to the Rebbe. The Rebbe closed his eyes. He said, go to this town 40 miles northwest of here. You'll find him there. Sure enough, we went to the town. He'd had an accident. He'd fallen out of his wagon, gotten hit in the head. He was in the hospital and he was coming in and out of consciousness. Is that a miracle? So they turn to Rabbi Gurari and they say, what about you? He says, well, I'll tell you a miracle. I had an offer to buy a forest. I had 10,000 ruble sitting in a box in the house. I needed to invest. And I went to the Rebbe to say, should I buy the forest? The Rebbe said, don't buy it. I didn't buy it. My competitor bought it. He made 40,000 ruble. So I'm waiting. Oh, I see another opportunity. I go to my Rebbe. I say, Rebbe, should I invest in this forest? He said, invest. I invested. I lost all 10,000 ruble. So the two Polish Hasidim turned to him and said, so what's the miracle? He says, the miracle is, I still listen to my Rebbe. Now, may it be that we all listen to our Rebbe. And that in the merit of that, the Kadosh Baruch Hu should be so pleased that he brings us Mashiach Teichef U'Miyad Mamish.